Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Science in Science Fiction, and today I'm going to be commenting a very long video, but a video that has a lot of mistakes in it and it's plain out simply stupid. I don't know what to say about this man Michael Tellinger. I just found him on YouTube. Nobody told me about him. I didn't previously know anything about what he did, but I'm a big sci-fi fan, as you can see from the name of my channel, and I'm looking at a lot of conspiracy theories in YouTube. I treat them like movies. I watch flat earth conspiracy, alien conspiracies, ancient civilizations, and so on and so on. I treat them like a sci-fi movie and I listen to them when I play a game or something like that. But what this man has to say, it's sometimes just plain stupid, and I'm sorry to use that word. It doesn't make any sense in any logical sense. So let me just jump into it. I'm not going to play the whole 3 hour and 27 minutes video. I'm just going to show you little clips of what he's saying, and there are going to be around 2 or 3 clips, and then I'm going to comment on them. Listen to him very carefully.
So let's go back and ask ourselves, what is the sound? What is this resonance? It's spectacular because in the school you thought that sound is what? Well, it's a sound. It's a sound wave.
Now, I don't think anybody thinks that that is sound. More like sound is you can see sound as ripples on a lake, but not even that is correct because sound spreads in every direction. So yeah, they represent that in physics in school, that motion that he does to represent a wave, but you must use your imagination and understand that a wave goes in every direction, not just a plain line, curved line.
Sound going on board, this aperture, this is the wavelength, and this is when you go away. Okay, this is what sound is. Well, that comes straight up for the rest of your life. Because you'll constantly see sound as a line on the wall. Sound is a living thing, it's a three-dimensional thing. Sound means your...
Sound is a living thing. Yeah, living, you know.
It needs a source, and it goes in all directions. It's not a linear thing, it doesn't go in one direction. It goes in all directions.
Yeah, nobody said it was linear, so jump over it.
And just because you can't hear it doesn't mean it's not there. So, what we can look at sound as being is the breath of the Creator, because it tells us God said there will be light. All ancient cultures tell us that everything in
Alright, now listen to all these properties that sound has and we didn't know about.
So let's look at a few aspects of sound. Sound levitates.
I don't know how sound levitates because sound spreads in every direction, so what, that doesn't make any sense. How does sound levitate? Like, moving forward.
It boils water. It creates light.
Sound creates light. Oof, yeah.
Creates DNA.
Sound creates DNA. No, I didn't know that.
Sound yields and destroys pathogens.
Didn't know about that either. Listening to music destroys pathogens. Moving.
Sound moves beyond the speed of light.
Sound moves beyond the speed of light. Now, as I know, the sound propagates through a medium by jumping from molecule to molecule. When you create vibration with your vocal cords or with your speakers or anything else, they vibrate the molecules next to them, and then those molecules vibrate the molecules next to them, and so on and so forth, and that's how sounds propagate. They don't propagate through photons like light, so how can they go beyond the speed of light? Nothing that we know about goes beyond the speed of light.
One of the best kept secrets of physics. And sound makes things disappear. It makes things
Yeah, like in Harry Potter, makes things disappear.
invisible. And it energizes water and the air we breathe.
How can sound energize water and the air we breathe? Is sound. It propagates through molecules because of their vibration. There is no energy there. I mean, there is energy because the molecules are hitting each other, so kinetic energy, I think it is. But how can it energize water and the air? It's just everything here is just stupid. Now listen to this.
So what does that tell us? That not only can we manifest things with sound, but we can manifest very complex, encoded molecules like the DNA that are encoded with all the knowledge and complex information for the building of an entire human body.
How can sound create information? At the very least, sound is information because you transmit something by sound, by using sound. But for sound to create something as complex as DNA, not only create the molecules and the amino acids, but also creates the information in the DNA that usually is transmitted from both parents and maybe grandparents. They are saying that sound can spontaneously generate DNA. What would be that human being? Immaculate human being or something like that that just spontaneously appeared in the universe because of sound.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
Going forth. Again, some more woo science.
This tells us that sound is the ultimate source of free energy. Because if sound and the resonance of the Creator is responsible for everything in creation, we should be able to use sound for everything.
How can sound create energy? And first of all, what type of energy are you referring to? Because you say sound is the ultimate source of free energy. I assume you mean electrical energy because that's what we need. We don't need any type of other energy here. And so we need thermal energy and electrical energy. And sound doesn't create either one of those. So you need to explain what you mean when you say energy, because I'm thinking if you're saying that sound is the ultimate source, then sound can create electrical energy, and that's just not how physics work.
In our reality. And this is what come back to Nikola Tesla that tells us the earth rings like a bell.
No, the earth doesn't ring like a bell.
It's really when you tap into the sound resonance of Mother Earth and you utilize that sound resonance, you convert it into some other form of radiant energy that everyone is trying to find, and everyone is claiming they're working with Tesla technology, but I don't think anybody.
Yeah, Tesla converted it and then it hid away because everybody's trying to find it. Now listen to this, how the air in our lungs actually works, because this is some weird shit.
When the air goes into the trachea and moves through the pipes, in a decreasing size of pipes until it reaches the alveoli, it keeps speeding up. It speeds up and speeds up and speeds up until it reaches the alveoli. By the time it reaches the alveoli, it's probably moving in hypersound speeds, possibly moving beyond the speed of light.
You understand that? He compares hypersonic speeds with speeds beyond the speed of light. So in this guy's mind, the two are close together, when in fact there are huge hyper differences between the hyperspeeds and the speed of light. So anyway, air doesn't move that fast through your lung because air, as it goes through your lung, has different chemicals in it that are filtered in the lungs before it goes into the bloodstream. If the air would move that fast, you would have holes in your lungs. So no, the air doesn't move with the speed of light through your lungs. And he goes on and on and on about sound and about how great sound is. You can even read here, vortex coil using sound as source. As source of what? He doesn't say. Also, I don't think I'm going to find it because this movie is about 3 hours and 27 minutes. But he says the human body has a specific frequency. A frequency of what? I heard this term used a lot in this kind of movies. The frequency of the human body. I don't think they even know what a frequency is. And let me explain it to you. If I'm throwing rocks into a bucket and I'm throwing a rock every 10 seconds, that means that I'm throwing rocks with a frequency of 10 seconds. And if a radio antenna broadcasts the radio and the waves have a frequency of 1 second, that means that the frequency of that radio is 1 second, but of course they have different frequencies. I'm not going to go into that. So a frequency is basically a repetition. How can the human body have a frequency, have a repetition? A frequency of what? They don't even say that. They almost never say what they refer to when they say the human body has a specific frequency. And he jumps from one thing to another. He jumps from sand to gold and what wonderful properties the gold has. He then talks about aliens, ancient races. Then he talks about the Ubuntu culture and how about creating a new society without money and without competition. And he even says it. I'm going to put it here.
We have to get rid of this thing called competition and start working in cooperation. Cooperating and not competing. If you remind you, your heart doesn't attack your liver doesn't attack your brain doesn't attack your stomach.
Yeah, doesn't work like that. The world doesn't work like an organism, like your body does. Your brain doesn't attack your stomach and stuff like that. Humans need competition in order to thrive, to create better things. If there is no competition and everybody is the same, then nothing will ever be created.
All the cells in this organism called your body work together in coherent harmony for the greatest good of the whole organism. And that's how we're going to work as members of our communities, working together.
Anyway, let me just cut it short because the video is getting long. He says that he wants everybody to contribute with something in the society where money doesn't exist. So money doesn't exist and people are just supposed to contribute with something. Offer contribution pretty much like we did before we have money. When somebody had a cow and somebody had 20 ducks, they will trade up. The guy with the ducks would say, here's the ducks and you give me the cow because I want to eat some cow meat and you want to eat some bird meat, some duck meat and stuff like that. Or somebody with a cow could probably trade milk for some grain. Somebody with chickens can probably trade eggs for, I don't know, seeds or something like that. And people used to trade that way. Well, it doesn't work in today's society anymore, because in today's society there are some professions that nobody would want to trade. Like for example, video games. Video games are a very prominent part of the society today. If money didn't exist, who would want to work and trade his hard work for a video game? And how would you measure that without money? I mean, if I start and plant 100 trees, 100 apple trees, and I clean them every 6 months, and I put nutrients every month or something like that. Anyway, I take care of my garden, and in 3 years time, when an apple tree actually gives apples and I pull those apples down and then I want to buy a game, how many apples should I give you for that video game? So that's the question. How do we equal out the amount of work we both did? Because it took programmers to create the video game and it took a lot of work to make those apples. So how many apples should I give on a video game? Because apples get eaten, probably apples get eaten in less than a month. But I could play that video game for years if I like it and if I want. So then how do we equal these things out? Because if somebody's going to sell me a video game, I may play it for years before I buy another one. Or if somebody is going to sell me a painting, or if somebody is going to give me a book, sell me a book, or an album, a music album, or any other of this stuff, artwork, I could even buy once in a lifetime. So how is he going to make a living? Because these things have to be factored in. In my example with the video game, if I buy a video game and give him maybe 3 crates of apples, then I would have that video game for 1, maybe 2 years, and he will have those 3 crates of apples for maybe a month or 2. And then is it equal? From the amount of work, maybe it's equal, but not for the amount of satisfaction you get from them, because I get satisfaction for 2 years. So it's basically impossible with the amount of art and culture and music and all these professions, IT for example, all these professions that we have today, which are non-palpable. You cannot hold them in your hand because there's something made on a computer. There's something for your satisfaction. It is impossible to equal them out with fruits of labor on the field. And that's why what he's proposing from my point of view is unachievable, because if you consider each and every contribution, as he says, equal, because everybody should be considered equal in his society and all the contributions are equal, then that means that certain professions have to die, because as I said before, you can't equal one to another. If by some chance I stumble in the forest on a pot of gold, for example, and all it took from my side is luck, because that's all it took, and with that pot of gold, how much of the other's labor I can buy? Because gold is something very fashionable. Even if it doesn't have a monetary value, everybody would want to make jewelry out of it, and everybody knows that gold is very expensive. So I would not contribute that gold unless I get everything from everybody else. And you see, the reason why an utopia is not achievable is because we are not the same. Even if we all had enough prosperity, enough food, even if we were not lacking anything in our lives, we would have anything. Even if we had everything that we ever wished for in our life, we would still not be equal. Because then somebody would be looking in the neighbor's yard and would say, wow, he's got a beautiful wife. Because we do not look the same. And if we do not look the same, we are of different races, of different colors, there will always be a yearning for what the neighbor has. And that's what creates competition. That's why we cannot create a society without competition, because we do not all look the same. From that psychological standpoint, we cannot be all equal, and competition starts from there. So yeah, I'm going to end this video with another stupid thing that he said, and you have to be very ignorant to go and teach your lesson in front of an audience who is mainly composed out of French people and not know to say French and say Francis or something like that. I'm just going to roll the clip. Listen to this.
Something is nice, and the important book is being translated into Francais as well. It should be.
Francais.
And the important book is being translated into Francais as well.
So not Francis, not Francis. At least know a little bit about your audience when you go and hold a meeting like this. That's all I gotta say. Yep, I'll leave you guys. Rate, comment, subscribe, and see you all next time.